Is there a fast?
There we go.
Right.
We'll just call a meeting to order.
Go for it.
Go for it. Good morning. I'd like to call the meeting to order. My name is Don Popo. I happen to be your chairman for the day. I'd like to introduce our committee. Consists of Chris Bishop, Jerry Walker, and Councillor Ward 5, Barry Boyce. Welcome this morning. The Committee of Adjustment meeting for April 12th, 2023 will now come to order. Notice to all those in attendance that this meeting will be live streamed on YouTube and recorded. Note the recording will be linked to the municipal website following the meeting. I've already introduced our committee. This is a public hearing to consider 3 applications for a minor variance to the municipality zoning bylaw. And it's this committee's responsibility to consider all information received to date regarding the requested variances and to hear and consider any comments or questions provided by these applications. Any variances granted by the committee must meet 4 tests, which are very clearly defined in the Planning Act. The requested variance must be A, minor in nature, 2, desirable for the property development of the land, 3, comply with the general intent of the official plan, and comply with the general intent of the zoning bylaw. Please note if anyone wishes to be notified of a decision, please make a request in writing to the municipality. Do any committee members have any conflicts of interest with any of these cases?
No.
All being no, okay. Any oral or written submissions received in advance of the meeting will be verbally read aloud at the time and when the application is considered. All persons who have pre-registered will have an opportunity to present or ask questions about the proposals. Please direct all your questions and comments to the chair. Each registered person will have up to 5 minutes to provide comments or ask questions. Once finished the speaking, the meeting host will mute your microphone. Please state your name in relation to the application prior to speaking. So the first application we're dealing with today is Bray and Miners. And Mr. Miners, are you here today?
I'm just bringing him forward. Yep.
We will go ahead and I'm looking for a motion to adopt the minutes of the Committee of Adjustment 8th of February 2023. Moved by Jerry Walker. Second by Councilor Boyce, Barry Boyce. Resolved that the minutes, moved and secondly, the minutes for the Committee of Adjustment for February 8, 2023 be adopted. All in favor? It's carried. Mr. Miners, are you live?
I am live. Thank you very much, Chairman
Would you
Popple.
care to give us a quick synopsis on your proposal with respect to this meeting?
The request is to allow us to build a cabin, which would be at the maximum allowed for cabin under the bylaw, which I believe is 480 square feet. This will be located south of our residence, as shown on the drawing that I've provided. The intent is that we use this cabin for our personal use, primarily as a getaway for my wife and myself when our children arrive with all of their children.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Oh, you've met them. So it's fairly straightforward. We're building a cabin. We would like to build a cabin that is within easy distance of our electrical service point and also easy distance to the existing septic tank and field that are both north of the proposed site.
Oh, anybody have any questions with respect to this application? It's a good sized lot.
I have no concerns. I know there was a comment about the shelter and lodging thing there. It was, yeah.
I can read out the conditions if you want. So the conditions, or staff recommend these conditions, so the variance applies to the accessory buildings on the property sketch. The county's tree preservation bylaw applies. During construction, proper site preparation and construction methods are to be used to prevent sedimentation to the lake. The subject variance is to section 5.2 to permit 3 accessory buildings over 10 square meters in area, applies to the existing garage, the boathouse, and the private cabin. Any future development beyond the existing use and dimensions will require another variance. And then staff do recommend an additional condition that prior to the pouring of footings, that the temporary shelter shall be removed.
Anybody have any problem with that?
No.
It's your lucky day, Jim. Someone
Could
care to
I-
make a motion? Someone care to make a motion?
Make a motion that we accept the application as presented with the conditions as laid out by staff.
Okay. All in favor? Motion's carried. There's an appeal period of 20 days, Mr. Miners. So if you're going to start shortly, I would hold off for that time frame.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, there, I say. Anyway, I think that relative to the size of your property and what you want to do is we're good with that. So,
Could I ask one question?
You can.
And the question is regarding the condition to remove the canopy structure that I use to park my snowplow, my ATV. Is that to remove it permanently or remove it only during the time of construction?
So the condition would be to remove it permanently, because actually under the building code, they're not permitted.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Thank you.
You learn something new every day.
And at my age, I don't have much room left in my brain, but thank you very much.
It's been moved and seconded that a variance to the provision of section 5.2 to permit 3 accessory building as opposed to a permitted maximum of 2 + 1 story building less than 10 square meters, 180 square feet is granted. That's great. Okay. Mr. Miners, you're good to go.
Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure. Land of Evans.
I'm just bringing them in.
So
So these people are asking for gross this
An
floor area
increase
of a
to the-
private
yeah.
cabin,
An increase to private cabin area,
590 square feet.
correct?
You see here?
Yep. That's
Good morning.
Christine.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
We're
Very well.
fine on this lovely day. Thank you.
Do we have 2 spokespeople here or just one?
Just one. Brett will take the lead on this.
Okay, well, if you want to just give us a quick summary of what your request is, then I'm sure the committee will be glad to post any questions that they have.
Sure. The application is for variance to the allowed square footage for a private cabin on the property to increase it from the allowed 480 square feet to 590 square feet. And the reason for application is to allow for a little bit more room for the intended people who will be staying there, which are Christine's parents and my parents when they come for visits. And given their age, they would benefit from a little bit of extra space for mobility purposes. And that's the reason for the application.
Perfect. You, anybody have any questions with respect to this? They're asking for the 590 as opposed to 484. Once again, this property is a good sized piece of property. And they've conformed with everything up to date. So, any questions for
I have no questions. Just a comment about staff has recommended that it is appear to be minor and desirable in nature, so.
Great.
I have no concerns.
And it's just for sleeping only,
Yeah,
sleeping
Well,
only,
there's no
no
kitchen
kitchen and no
allowed, yeah.
toilet facilities.
Yeah. No kitchen. Well, there will be a bathroom as permitted by the basic bylaw, at least as my understanding, but it'll be for sleeping and there'll be no kitchen. There's no request for that change.
okay. I'll get Danielle to read the requirements with respect to the conditions.
Yep, so we did not receive any oral or written comments on this file, and that the recommended conditions is that the variance applies to the oversized private cabin. The county tree shoreline preservation bylaw applies. Proper site preparation and sedimentation fence down to the adjacent lake, and that a no kitchen is permitted in the oversized private cabin. As well as our bylaw does state that a private cabin isn't to be used for rental purposes.
Do you have any
All
problem with
conditions.
any of that?
No problems at all. Thank you.
Okay. So we have a mover and a seconder. Chris moved it, Barry seconded it. And it's being resolved, the committee's decision with respect to file D13 MV 2022-23 be recorded as follows. A variance to section 3.1 to permit the gross floor area of a private cabin to be 54.9 square meters or 590 square feet, which exceeds the permitted gross area, floor area of 45 square meters or 484 square feet. Is granted? Carried? And it's carried. Were there any questions on this particular application?
Nope.
No. You're good to go. There is a waiting period, but I don't think this time of year it's going to mean much, but it's 20 days, but there is an appeal period.
We do
Wonderful.
understand. Yep.
You're good to go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Who's this lady?
We have Mark Weston, he's the agent.
Who is it?
Mark Weston, he's the agent for the Jones and Lovricks. Just coming forward.
Well, this is a lot coverage.
Correct.
So Mark is the speaker?
Yep,
Is he live?
he is.
Where is he?
No idea.
Good morning, Mr. Chair.
Good morning. Would you care to give us a quick synopsis of what you're looking for from us today?
I'd be happy to. Before I do, if you'd allow me a moment just to say thank you to the staff at Dysart. We've been working on this for months with our goal being as compliant as possible. And everybody from Danielle to Carl has been more than helpful to help us get to where we are today. So just a word of appreciation on our part. As you can tell from the application, this is a new build. In order, part of my process to get to where we are today was to review 10 years of committee meeting notes. And I realize committee members change as time goes by, but it was pretty obvious to me that lot coverage was something that the committee takes very seriously, and they don't easily want people to go 10, 15, 20% over coverage allowance. So we felt that 1.5% met the four conditions of the bylaw of the minor variance, and that's really where we are. This is summer residence for the family, and we're hoping that the committee agrees with us on the nature of our application.
Thank you very much. I don't think we have a problem with this, so 1.5%.
Correct. So the permitted is 15% and they're requesting 16.5.
But there are some requirements that we are going to put on to the application, so we'll hear from Danielle first about that, and then we'll carry on from there.
So there was no oral or written comments on this file, and the staff recommend that the variance applies to the dwelling as shown on the property sketch, as well as the tree shoreline preservation bylaw, proper site preparation during construction, Prior to the pouring of footings, the applicant must submit confirmation from an Ontario land surveyor that the development conforms to the granted lot coverage. As well as prior to the pouring of footings, the applicant must submit confirmation from an Ontario land surveyor that the development conforms to the street setback of 17.5 meters or greater.
You have any problem with that, sir?
Absolutely not.
Good. You have a mover and a seconder? Barry,
I'll second that motion.
second by Gerald Walker. So moved and seconded, the committee's decision with respect to file D13 MV 2022-23 be recorded as follows. A variance to section 5.2 to permit a maximum lot coverage of 16.5% as opposed to the required maximum of 15% is granted. Carried? You're good to go.
Through you, Mr. Chair, my thanks to the committee.
Thank you very much. Thank you for appearing.
Enjoy your day.
Have a great day. So we need a mover and a seconder to close off the meeting. Chris? William Gerald? Moved by Chris Bishop, second by Gerald Walker, that the meeting now be adjourned at 11:20 a.m.